Yo, what's up, guys?
Lance, how you doing?
We're live.
Ben?
Ed, how are you?
Good,
the
man.
three amigos are back.
We're ready to roll.
Tonight we are going to be tasting one of Ed's favorite bourbons on the planet, and that's Booker's, right?
That's right. I have a very soft, sentimental spot for that, and I just love the Booker's profile. I know a lot of people hate on it because they say you can get so much more for 80 or 90 bucks, but my take is I love it. I'm going to pay for it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great bourbon. So that's
it's
my jam.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more controversial bourbons out there.
Right.
I think a lot of people hate on it because you used to be able to get it for like 60 bucks, and now it's it's 80, 90 for a 6 year. But I'm one of those guys. I don't really care about the age so much. If I love it, I love it. And Booker's, even though it's a 6-7 year kind of bourbon, it's still damn good stuff. But I think where people get hung up on Booker's is the price, the value of it.
Right, and I can understand that. I mean, you can get Elijah Craig barrel proof if you're lucky for 50 bucks. So
yeah.
The thing that always hangs me up with Booker's is and it's from the same line is Knob Creek or even Baker's 7,
Right.
Those are, I think both of those are cheaper. What's Knob Creek 12?
60, about 60, 62, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I froze.
You're locked up, brother.
There we go. I'm back. Hopefully that doesn't happen a lot tonight, but it probably will. So what'd you say Knob Creek 12 was? 60 bucks, something like that.
60, 62 around here. What do you get it for, Ben?
Right about the same. It's not super common, but you can still find it on the shelves.
Right, and you can come across Knob Creek store picks, for 60 bucks. That pretty fantastic too. So, but I've just always been a big fan. Like I said, I got a sentimental soft spot for Booker's. It was kind of the first real big boy bourbon that I ever drank, and I was taking neck pulls and bottle pulls off it, not even really knowing what it was. So,
That's right. Right. I got a couple people in the chat so far. Let's see. Looks like Aaron's here.
Aaron, what's up, buddy?
He said, have to do the three amigos hand gestures. I haven't seen it in a while, but it goes something like that, right?
I guess.
And then you gotta thrust towards the camera.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh, that's awesome.
Crafty God 77, what's up, buddy? Anthony's in here. What's up? Crafty God says, just finished a tasting with Andy Nelson from Nelson Greenbrier. Oh, nice. Glad I could jump over and catch this live stream. Yeah, welcome, man. Welcome. Bubble Bath Bourbon's in the house. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, check him out.
All right.
Have you seen him?
No, I have not.
Oh, hilarious. He goes on Shelf Turds a lot.
Oh,
and it's what you'd imagine, a guy in a bubble bath reviewing bourbon.
That's someone I've been meaning to check out. I've always heard anytime he's in the chat on some of the other streams, people are always mentioning him. So
that is fucking hilarious. Oh my God. Bubble bath and bourbon. That's great shit right there, dude.
So we're gonna be tasting some Booker's a little bit later. Ed sent us samples. So the first one we're doing is Lot B. We're gonna try some Lot B here for you guys.
Try some Van Winkle 12. I was fortunate enough in one of those lottery draws that I was able to win the right to buy. So I didn't have to pay crazy $1,200 for Lot B. So I'll be curious to see what you guys think. Give her a go.
Well, the nose is fantastic.
Yeah.
The nose is it's I always get those almost like grape or strawberry notes on Buffalo Trace products.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, that last double blind you sent me, Ed.
Yeah.
I didn't guess that it was E.H. Taylor that you sent me, but I knew it was Buffalo Trace.
Did you? Okay. Okay.
And this smells better than that, actually.
Yeah.
It has that kind of grape characteristic to it, though.
I get a little bit of the if you had a strawberry Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just so good. Yeah. This stuff I love this.
Well, I'm glad I was able to, come across it and then share it with you guys, because that doesn't do any good just sitting on the shelf, in my opinion. I mean, you just have it sit up there because people walk in and go, "Oh, you got Van Winkle," and you don't open it. So anyway.
Jacob Edwards says 2000 Lot B is better than 2020. Is this the 2020?
2019.
This is the 19.
Yeah, is it night?
I would love to be lucky enough to have one.
It is.
Yes, both.
It is the 20. Yes.
It is the 20.
Yeah. So, all right, fellas. Well, cheers.
Well, cheers, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
We all had good dinners because we got some high proof stuff coming in.
It's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good.
You can, whenever you try something from even the Weller line, but just the like Pappy Van Winkle stuff, you can see why people clamor for it so much. I mean, yes, people pay ridiculous prices, but like when you drink this, it's super approachable. It's super, it's very, very sweet. It's just, it's got a lot of things that you would want in a nice bourbon.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's just one of those crushable things, man.
It is. It's, I mean, it's only 90.4. It's the same proof as Woodford.
Yeah.
So, but it is, I mean, it's good. I would never drop $1,000 on the bottle. I wouldn't drop $1,000 on any bottle, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's.
So I'm glad you guys like it. Glad I was able to share it with you.
Yeah, it's got hints of that like cotton candy sweetness to it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep. A little bit of I get a little of that big league chew kind of powdery.
Yeah.
I was just about to say like a grape big league chew.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, have you guys ever had those like cotton candy grapes?
Yes. They're the thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what this reminds me of.
It kind of does.
I think when a lot of people shit on Lot B, because you hear it all the time, it's definitely people that have been into bourbon more and are drinking a lot higher proofs. Right. But for 90 proof, I mean, it's got a lot of weight to it. And a lot of density and sweetness to it.
Yep. And I guess that's kind of the sweet spot where they wanted to keep that at, is they wanted to keep it at, from what I've heard, people that have talked with Pappy Van Winkle lines like Minnick, he said that's kind of where they're shooting for, is that on a 12-year bourbon, they want to keep it about 90 proof. So,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, that's something taters are going to love for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it is good.
Have you seen when Minnick has his wife dress up in the tater outfit?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's fantastic.
Let me go back up here and say hey to some people. Lion-Eyed Guy 1122 says cheers, gentlemen. John C says San Bernardino, California here, sipping on some E.H. Taylor small batch. That's good stuff, John. Let's see.
So I warmed it up before that one. I thought, well, being we're drinking Buffalo Trace and La B, I'm going to have a little Weller Reserve, and they're kind of similar on the profile, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, again, for those of you just joining us, I'll tell you guys what we're doing tonight. Right now, we're just warming up with a little Lot B. Thanks to Ed. We're going to try a couple samples here. He sent us a sample labeled 1, sample labeled 2. We're just going to give our tasting notes on those. Later on tonight, we're going to be doing A, B, and C. These are the Bookers from 2020, right, Ed?
Yep, they're all the batches. They're the COVID Bookers. Put it that way.
The COVID Bookers. I like it.
Normally Bookers has 4 batches each year, but they only did 3 this year. So I was on the hunt and I scored all 3. So let's get them out there. Let some people taste it. See how we do.
Nice. So we'll blind those and figure out what our favorite is, and then we've got a mystery bottle here. When I don't know how we're gonna taste this after all that, but we're gonna give it our best shot.
I'm pretty sure you'll be able to taste that one, but I'm anxious. So if you wanna pour in 1 and 2, and then we can look into those. So,
all right.
Yeah.
You didn't send me a bunch of craft stuff, did you?
No. You know the Bookers ain't craft, and Lot B ain't craft for sure. So, and I can guarantee you that the last one is not craft. No. So you may have craft, you may not in these 2. We'll see.
All right, we're gonna find out. Let's see.
All right.
I was thinking about giving away a Henry McKenna tonight, but I don't know if I really. What's that?
I said give it to Ed.
Give it to Ed? Yeah, I should.
He's been looking for them.
I have. I've never seen one in the wild. And Lance tells me he comes across them quite often.
Those both smell crafty to me, Ed.
Okay, buddy. Well, I want to see what you think.
Bubble Bath Bourbon says, "What's wrong with craft?" There's not. I mean, nothing's wrong with craft. I really appreciate what they do. It's just, there's these crafty notes that I get. Like if you've ever watched my reviews, that are just like fresh cut wood, like sawdust. That for my palate, it really just hits me hard, and it's hard to get over. I mean, that's really what my brain focuses on. Now I've had some good craft like Chattanooga 111. I actually really love, but a lot of craft I am not a big fan of. But I really appreciate what they're doing, and I support them, and I buy a lot of craft stuff just because I love that they're experimenting and trying new things. It's just
right.
It's kind of like supporting a local business. It's like a new local business. You're trying to help them get their start, and you appreciate what they're doing. Maybe they're not the best. Maybe they're a little more expensive for what they are, but that's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
This one has gotten some run on YouTube. I've been to the distillery, so I'm curious what y'all's take is. So I don't know.
This interesting. This definitely got that wood crafty note that I always talk about.
Right.
It's like more of like a grassiness to me.
I could see grassiness. I used to get feed at the horse grain elevator with my grandfather, and we'd pick up those like sacks of horse feed that had tons of corn, and that's the kind of the smell I'm getting on this.
Are we Ed, are we guessing like any like age or any proof?
If you want to guess proof, you can go proof. I'll yeah. I don't really know age all that much on them.
Got it.
But I do know I do know proof for sure. So
you came unprepared, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, of course. So,
well, the age is young for sure.
Yeah. They're, from what I remember in the tour and when we went, they're both 4-year minimum, not much more over that.
Okay. I'm trying to see if I can get past that like grassy woodiness, because sometimes it takes a minute to just get past that and
right.
see if you can pick something else.
Yeah, it's kind of bitter on the end as well. It's sweet, but man, it is bitter on the end, on the back end, on the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On number one, I think 2 finishes better than 1. 1 is a bit harsh. So
It's got some good spice at the front of the palate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of got like a woody, almost like kind of like on the. This is gonna sound weird, but like I think of like a mushroom, like kind of like that deeper. I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It's not like a savory. Yeah, earthiness. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. Yeah, like earthiness.
That makes sense, Ben. Kind of like if you get a really bold portobello or like not the morels, because they're not very woody to me at all. They're pretty sweet. So
yeah, those bitter tannins just hit like right in my mid palate. So strong on this.
Number one's not bad. The nose isn't great, but I thought the palate was actually pretty good.
Okay. Have you tried 2 yet or not?
I haven't tried 2
got
yet.
to guess. So we're just guessing the proof.
Proof on 1. Yep.
Okay, I got to guess on the proof.
Okay.
I don't want Ben to steal my answer.
Yeah.
Oh, I like 2 a lot more than 1.
Yeah, I figured you would. I like 2 a lot. For this distillery, I like 2. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 I like a lot more. It's got a better mouthfeel to me. It's not as bitter.
Right.
Some good caramel and vanilla.
Yep. Agreed.
The nose is definitely sweeter, it comes across less crafty.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me read some comments here.
See what we got going on in the chat.
Peter Watt said, just traded a lot B for a SAS 18.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a good trade.
That's like $1,000 difference on secondary.
Oh shit! Wow.
SAS 18 is the kind of like the top of B tag.
Yeah, I've heard that last year's was really good.
Right, and then that and the William LaRue Weller seems to always be phenomenal.
Yeah,
that 2020 George T. Stag's good, isn't it?
Oh, is it ever? That stuff's killer.
And it's crazy to think that people clamor more for Lot B than they do the George T. Stag.
Yeah. Or the Weller or the Thomas Handy.
Yeah.
You know?
Even that Weller single barrel goes for more on secondary than George T. Stag does.
That is ridiculous.
Yep.
I can't wait to send you guys a sample of this Weller single barrel.
Yeah, I'm curious because I'll tell you what, that Stag was right up there with that smoke wagon pour we had, Lance. It was right there. That stuff was so good. So you want to take a shot? You got a shot at the proof on number 2?
Let me try again here. The doc says, cheers everyone. I had the pigskin batch the other night. Thought it was delicious.
All righty.
What's your favorite of the 3, Ed, before we do this?
Granny's batch.
Granny's batch?
Yes, sir. Granny's batch, yep. And that's the one actually that Chad and Sarah picked as their number 1 Bookers too. And I drank it and decided that was mine before they announced that was their favorite. So
you take some pride in that, don't you?
Hell yeah. I mean, they got 100,000 followers or whatever. So
yeah.
Boy, the proof to me on these tastes kind of similar.
They're really close.
They taste close.
Yeah. But I'm in agreement with Lance. 2 is much more drinkable.
Yeah.
They are starting to open up a little bit. They're starting to open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know if we gave them the most fair of shots by having Lot B before we jumped into these, but
Right. Maybe I should have done these two first, but why not? Why not lead with one of the most elusive bottles out there, right?
Yeah.
You should have the neck pours on these two. Woo! Snap.
Let's see. There was a good question up here. Where'd it go? I can't find it. Somebody asked a great question. At what point does a craft distillery cease to be craft? Oh, that was Crafty God 77.
Oh,
that's a good question because oh shit, I almost broke it. We're not even a couple in.
There goes Lot B all over the floor.
It was an empty one. It was an empty one.
His dog's over there licking it up.
Right.
Man, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I mean, well, I mean, I guess you don't consider. Do you consider distilleries that source craft? So, like, is Smoke Wagon craft? I mean, they're sourcing all their stuff from MGP, and they're so big now.
They're like in a different category. I think. I think you have to consider them something else. You've got like distillers, blenders, and I don't know. In my mind, craft is anything that's like anything between 4 to 6 years. I think starts to become non-craft. I think Woodinville is kind of on that cusp a little bit there because they're coming into their 6-year stuff.
Are they?
Yeah,
Woodinville just recently started.
I have never had any of their stuff.
It's pretty good.
Didn't we have some in the advent calendar?
What?
I don't know that I put any in the advent calendar. I don't think I had enough.
Oh, Wilderness Trail.
Now, Wilderness Trail, that's a good one. Is that craft now? Because they're in 6 year now.
That's the one I was actually thinking of. I got them switched, so I don't know if Woodinville's into 6-year stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, Wilderness Trail is for sure.
You know, I think actually that's funny you bring that up, Ben, because when I was out today, I did come across a Woodinville single barrel, and I thought it had 6 year on the bottom of the label, but I could be wrong. But I thought it had a 6. I thought it was 6 year.
Yeah, I get them both mixed up sometimes. I see them as very similar, very close.
So do I.
So, number one, when I go back to it, I get like this, like it kind of reminds me of like oatmeal raisin, like a deep like oatmeal raisin, like with molasses, like.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's opening up well.
It is. Yeah. It's getting better for sure. I just had another sip of it. It's getting better. I think I like 2 better than 1. I think they're both craft. If number 2 is craft, it's a really good craft distillery, whatever it is. I don't get as many of those crafty notes on 2 as I do on 1.
Okay. Well, I'll get. They're the same distillery.
Oh, that's the same distillery. So are they both craft?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Is that Schoonover?
Nope.
It's not Schoonover?
Nope. That Schoonover is Hard Truth Hills is the name of the distillery. So,
wow, that's the same distillery, huh?
Yep.
Wow, the second one's so much better than the first one. I
wonder if number 2 is like finished. I get like some interesting note on there that makes me think it might be finished. I could be wrong, but
okay. All right, number 1.
You want us to say the proof first?
Let's go proof.
I said 115.
Ben?
So I said 105. I shot low because I didn't want to be fooled by having Lot B first. That's because it is a lower proof. So I was like,
Oh, you're so smart, Ben.
Right. It is 113.8.
Ooh, man, almost nailed it.
You did. So
number 2 doesn't taste as hot to me as number 1. And I said 105 on number 2.
Okay.
So I said 114, but I just had a drink of it and it actually makes me think it's higher. I'm going to go 118 because I don't think it's a.
I'm going to tell you what, Lance brought his game tonight.
Damn it.
$108. 108.
108. Wow.
108.
Yeah, it didn't taste quite as hot to me.
Okay.
So what is it? Let's see it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is got some play out there, like I said, and so my girlfriend took me here for my 50th birthday. Got a tour and a tasting, and so here we go. Starlight Distillery
Oh,
out of
interesting.
Indiana.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy to taste this.
That's awesome.
I've heard such good things. So let's see. Is the second one? What's the second one?
So the first one is a single barrel store pick.
Okay.
From Meyer.
Okay, Meyer, you did a shitty job.
Yeah. not so much. I mean, give it.
I'm just kidding. I'm being mean.
So yeah, I had the single barrel at the distillery, and actually the distillery single barrel was better than this.
Okay.
So, and the second one, which
it's not bad. Like I've had a lot of craft whiskey that I think tastes a lot worse than that. Like that's really good for craft, I think. Because I think when you're judging these, you can't judge what Starlight's doing against what Buffalo Trace is doing.
No, you're right. I mean, you might be able to. I should pour a blind of that and judge it against Chattanooga because I love Chattanooga 111.
Yeah.
So the second one, number 2, was Double Oak.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So,
I can see the Double Oak now for sure.
If you guys want, let me know, and I'll pick if you want. If you prefer the Double Oak, I'll pick you up one, and we'll get it down to you.
Number 1's not bad. Number 1 is I'm every time I go back to it, I see it getting better.
It's not terrible. I mean, those chat whiskeys they sent are way worse than this.
Yeah, I think with all I mean you've seen this on my reviews with all of these craft distilleries. What I do is look at where do I think they can go from what they're producing right now, and not necessarily what we're tasting that's 2 to 4 years old. So like the bottle Ben sent me of Treaty Oak.
Yeah,
I wasn't super crazy about it, but it had so much sweetness and density, and like that stuff could be really good in a few years. Of course, it's Texas, so who knows if a few years is too long in a barrel there.
Right.
But this is good. I mean, for a craft distillery, good stuff.
Well, I'm glad you guys liked it, and I wanted to get you a sample because I've been hearing a lot of things, and I think Ben asked about it. Didn't you ask me about it earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Ben? Yeah. So I said, well, I'm going to send these guys a decent sample and then taste it, later on and see what you think. So
that Double Oak doesn't taste crafty hardly at all.
Right. So Dusty Dan did a review of their sherry cask finish, and he raved about it, just completely raved about it. That one is hard to find. You can get it at the distillery, no problem, but I can't find that one anywhere. I just saw they have a bottled and bond that I just saw today. That's out, and then they have a port finish, a sherry finish, and then they have a blackberry.
Bubble Bath Bourbon asked if it was a toasted Double Oak.
That's a good question. One of their distillers was on with. Do you ever watch Bourbon Dram reviews? Do you ever see him at all? He's out of Massachusetts. He had the guy from Starlight on there, and I can't remember if he said. And the kid's like 27 years old, and he's a freaking wizard with the whole blending and single barrel and toasting, and I can't remember if he said it was toasted or not on the Double Oak. I can't remember exactly, but I was really impressed with the Double Oak. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
that's good. That's really good.
So shout out to Starlight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick some of their stuff up. Benny's here in town is like starting to get store picks of theirs in. So
Are they? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Well, if they do a store pick double oak, man, that would probably score. That would probably be good.
For sure.
So
Hey, thanks to all you guys in there hitting the like and heart button. Appreciate it. All right, moving on.
oh, here we go. All right.
Ed's favorite part.
Oh man, I'm ready.
I still gotta open these. I didn't come prepared.
We're always prepared, and Lance, it's a little different when you have the bottles on this end, Lance. I get it now because we're over there opening these little jars, and you had the bottle. You know, you can pre-pour. So
We're doing A through C now, right?
ABC, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, while we're pouring these and getting ready, right now, what bottle is your go-to like $30 bottle?
I'm seriously going Cooper's Craft. I'm really
is that good,
digging
huh?
that thing, man. I like it. Yeah, that and well, let me go back here to the old shelf.
What about you, Ben?
Yeah, I have been. It's a little over 30, and if you can find it, Henry McKenna 10. I've really been enjoying that one. But if I'm going for something that I can actually find, it's Wild Turkey 101 is just such a staple. It's so tough to beat at that price point.
Yeah.
Another one that I've had a couple pours of lately that I think is fantastic is straight up 1792 small batch.
Yeah, that's good. My favorite right now, I just did a review on it because Ed put it in the blind that he sent me.
Oh, that's hard to beat right there, dude. That
in a blind stood up so good, and I've loved it forever anyway. Like $30 for that bottle is ridiculous. It's so good.
I found that I almost died, dude. So you did a review on that, and I had just sent you, literally the box was in the mail. I watched your review. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I put that in the blind.
Yeah. It I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it beat out everything you sent me.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It didn't for me. So
it didn't for you?
No.
Yeah.
It was third.
Okay. So you did the same blind?
I did the same blind because I want to see how it compares.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to post that. Let me go through here.
Dusty Dan just jumped in.
What'd you say?
Dusty Dan just jumped in.
Oh, what's up, Dusty Dan?
Dusty, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy. If you have not subscribed to Dusty Dan's channel, go do so.
Yeah, that guy has a killer palate too.
Yeah.
He really does.
Did you see him open the pre-prohibition bottle?
No, was that recently?
You go back and watch it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I missed it. But hey, Dusty, if you're watching, we just did a little Starlight. So.
Oh yeah. Dusty did a review on Starlight.
Dusty did the sherry cast and loved it.
Yeah, Lance said it tasted like shit. So.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome.
Ben's just mad because I kicked his ass on proof.
Yeah, and Ben was talking trash earlier in the week.
I was.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Dusty said, "Let's get our blind set up." Yeah, dude, I've been meaning to message you on Instagram. I've been so busy with life, but yeah, we need to get that set up, man, for sure.
Here's what we're into, boys. Right there.
All right.
I took one whiff of the of A, and it's just like peanut butter.
Yep. Let's see.
So yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, we talked about like right when we started off the live stream that, you know, Booker's is one of the most controversial bourbons out there just because of the price. You used to be able to get it for $60-65, and now it's going for 90. And you've got, you know, Knob Creek 12-year and Knob Creek store picks, and even Baker's, which some people might think is better. Definitely older, but I don't always think older means better. So I personally like Booker's, but it is really hard. If I see Booker's sitting on the shelf in my area, it's about 80. And I see Knob Creek 12 or a store pick on the shelf, man, I'm going with the Knob Creek store pick. They just make it hard for me to pull the trigger on Booker's, even though I like it. But I will say, like, Country Ham was one of those that I loved that batch of Booker's. It was fantastic.
That's what I heard. What year was that?
I think that was 18.
18? Okay.
Yeah, I have a kitchen table back there. I think that's 18-04, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I'm almost through it all, and it's really fantastic. But so on the nose on these,
woo.
No, A is, Ben, you're right. A is straight peanut butter. I think I like the nose on B or C best. It's really close. I think B and C is a little bit more complex than A on the nose. I don't get just straight peanut butter or peanut shells.
Agree. Yeah, two. I'm thinking of the last one we just finished up. A is Texas Roadhouse floor.
Yes, yeah, that
exactly.
dusty peanut shell.
Dusty peanut shell, little bit of dampness.
I can get a little bit of like green apples or some kind of apples in A.
Yeah, I just got a weird nose that I haven't gotten in a long time. Like, you ever smell an apricot that hasn't been cut? Like, it's got there's no real fruit smell to it, but it's kind of a dried apricot skin, kind of a little bit.
Kind of like some of that waxy almost.
A little bit, yeah. All right. You want to hit number? You want to hit? A?
I've already went in.
What do you
catch up?
Oh, Jesus. Dude, I'm sorry. I love this stuff.
It's good, man. It's
that
like
ain't fucking craft.
No, it's not. No,
it's crazy how when you have something craft, it's like you think it's it's good, and then you have something that's not craft, and you're just like it's leagues above.
They're the big boy. I mean, when you drink the big boys, Beam, Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, the big dogs, they just got it down. They just do it right. So, what do you think, Ben?
It was far better than I thought it was going to be. The nose, I enjoyed it, but it was just very peanut shell, and the palate was definitely not just peanut.
No, it's so, yeah. So, have you tasted all of them, Lance, or just the first one?
I just tasted the first and the second.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, the first one's really good. It's so dense. Booker's has always got just so much flavor packed in it.
It does. And I can't believe I was drinking it like a freaking idiot drunken college guy. I mean, literally hitting it out. We're taking shots. I'm drinking it out of the bottle. Yeah. B, to me, much heavier, denser mouth coating.
Yeah, and it's not B isn't quite as spiky to me. It feels like it. I don't know if it's lower proof, but it feels like it might be. But it definitely feels like the edges are more rounded off. Feels more put together to me for some reason.
Okay.
I get more ethanol burn with B.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't get any. B is awesome.
Yeah, I really like B so far. This is the first time I've done a entire Booker's flight at the same time.
Cool.
I've had Booker's against other bourbons, you know, and it all, that peanut flavor really stands out. But when you're doing Booker's back to back to back,
right?
Yeah.
It is tough. Like, it's definitely a profile. It's definitely that Jim Beam profile.
Oh,
so
for
you're
sure.
trying to pick out 10 to 15% differences. You know, you're not picking out 30% differences between bourbon. It gets tougher when you do these.
Right. Right.
So I asked Aaron, he was mentioning he has a few bottles that he's, you know, that are like special to him. So I asked him what are some of his like most special bottles that he's got? What about for you guys? What are some of the bottles that y'all have that are just the ones that you're waiting for a very special occasion to open or a very special occasion to drink?
Yeah, to drink, because I open everything I get. I'm the worst at, I can't wait. Like I got that 150th today, and the second I got home, I had to taste it.
I'm with Lance. I mean, I had this in about 15 minutes, and I busted open. I'm like, I gotta see what all the hype's about. You know,
Yeah.
On the drive home, just
I mean, almost. So
to me, it's the George T. Stagg, because it's so freaking good. Like, I only share that with like you guys and people who really love bourbon, and that's one of my favorite bottles. So that's one. And then you guys have seen I've done a couple videos on memory bottles. So I have some good friends who passed away, and I have bottles that even if they're not good, like I put the date they passed away on it, and then on that date I'll pour some out, toast up, just remember them. Even if it's not a bottle I really like, it helps me just take a minute to think about people in my life. So those memory bottles
awesome. I love that idea. Love it. So actually, another one of mine, which is up behind me, you might be able to see it. See that gold box up there?
Mm-hmm.
That's a maple finish Jack Daniels. And I got that as a 50th birthday present. So I drank that on my 50th, and I haven't drank it since. It's 86 proof. There's nothing about the proof, but it's the fact that it's, you know, special. I got it for my 50th. Got pretty decent flavor, but that would be one of mine. And then that schoonover, even though it's, you know, it might not be the greatest, but it was a distillery tour that my girlfriend and I both won on a random, we both put in for the drawing, and we both won it randomly. It was crazy. So those are mine.
I've already got mine. I'm good. But Ben, take your time, bud.
Yeah, I'm just taking my time for sure.
Yeah. Seize the ticket, dude. That's my jam right there. I love it. They're all good, but whatever. What's your bottle, Ben?
If I cut out, guys, just keep going until I come back. My internet's kind of spotty here. I got all the kids are using my G's, man.
Come on.
So I got so I had some Wild Turkey 17 when we did the live stream, and ever since then I've been looking for some, and I haven't been able to find any. And then in the last 2 weeks, I've been able to procure three bottles of it. And so
good for you, man.
Yeah, I'm super excited because I think that's one that's just only going to keep increasing in value. I mean, it's only going to keep going up. I'm surprised at the price you can find it at right now, and that it's not more highly sought after. But anyway, one of them I'm definitely going to keep to have with my son when he's old enough to drink. And then one of them I'm definitely going to be opening very soon, and then I'll save another one as well.
Yeah, that Wild Turkey 17 was bottled on the same year my oldest daughter was born, so that's special to me too. But that I think I've been saying this since I reviewed it the first time. I think that's such a unique bottle, and it's a love it or hate it bottle. Like, if you don't like those medicinal notes, like Ed, you're not gonna like that bourbon. And I think that's why it's not so popular. But for some people, it's so unique, and it's such an outlier. Like, there's I've never had a bourbon that tastes quite like it. And I'm with you, Ben. I absolutely love it for the uniqueness, but
Yeah.
I can get why people like Ed are like, no, I don't like this.
I mean, I would love to try it again, and here's maybe why is because when we had it in that flight, it was such an outlier.
Yeah.
The moment it hit my palate, I'm like, oh hell, no way that's a bourbon.
Yeah, you have to prepare yourself for it for sure.
I would love to try it again, just like on its own, like here. You know,
it was one of the last ones we had, I think, in that lineup too. When I smelled it, it was the most complex. Like it was. I mean, and we had some really strong bourbons in that lineup, and it was the most complex by far. I mean,
right.
Yeah. Tim Evans is in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in.
And someone was
community.
Bubble Bath Bourbon was mentioned in the Discovery 3 series. That's man, that is a solid one too. I just cracked open a bottle of that. Thankfully, I have a backup, and people are starting to now realize how good that stuff is. I mean, man,
that was really good.
I mean, that was our bourbon of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, what I do is our like top Patreon members, I send them like my favorite bourbons of the year. I save samples and then we send them, and then we taste it in a blind. And instead of me picking our favorite bourbon, our Patreon members taste them blind, and then we pick our favorite bourbon. And last year we had a killer lineup, and Discovery 3 was our favorite. I think even like we put out our video before anyone else too, and I think Bourbon Junkies rated it high. ADHD Whiskey rated it high. I think Jason from Mash and Drum rated it high.
And Rob and Sarah had it, and they're like top. I think it was top 5.
Yeah,
out of 20. So yeah.
And I've had the 4, and I could have got a 4 today too, but I just couldn't spend that much. I bought a Forester 150th and. Right. Found the Elijah Craig 121 today, so that was my limit today. Oh, yeah. Beth Higgins, welcome to the chat. She said, "Go Cards." You're already my favorite member. Well, how do you like that, Ed?
I know it was COVID, but hey, we're the champs, so come get it.
That's true. That is true. Ed's a Dodgers fan, Beth.
I'll tell you, having to win 13 playoff games in limited days off, that playoff run was brutal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, all sports last year has been crazy.
I know.
Jonathan Rodriguez said he got his Booker's pigskin batch at Specs for 80. Hasn't popped it open tonight. Dude, tonight might be the night, man. Don't keep that thing closed.
Pop that
fellow Texan with the Specs.
Nice. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't think they're anywhere.
Tim Evans said, "Love the MK17. I may or may not have one open and 2 backups. It's a good one to have backups of, man.
That's awesome.
I've only got half a bottle left, and I am like savoring that bottle because I gave it all to my Patreon members."
So in trade for lot B, Ben, shoot me a sample of that 17 again.
Yeah, when I open it, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I do want to try it again. I do want to give it a fair shake.
I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. It's crazy. I mean, and to think like it's a 17-year bottled in bond, that's crazy. I mean, in my mind, I'm surprised that it's not, that it's not the same price as like, some of the Pappy Van Winkle stuff.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
When Lance said he got it for $179, I was like, holy crap.
Well, yeah, I lucked out. I'll wait till my internet gets back here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hear you, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I took the bottle. I asked it was behind a case, and I asked the manager how much it was, and he said $230, and I was like, man, I don't know that I want to spend $230 for that. This was the first bottle that I had, and I was like, all right, I'll probably never see it. So it was the whole FOMO thing, right? Fear of missing out. So I was like, pack it up. I'll take it. So I get to the counter and they ring it up, and it rang up for 175. And I told the girl at the counter, I was like, I don't want you to get in trouble, but the manager just told me it was 230. And she goes, oh, okay. I said, I think you might have rang up the Wild Turkey Masters Keep Rye. And she's like, oh, I don't know. And so she called over a different manager, and another manager looked at it, and he's like, no, it's 175. And I was like, all right, at that point, I've done all I can do. I'll take it for 175.
Right. I'll be right back.
So I saw Bubble Bath Bourbon. He said FOMO got me for 200 on the Wild Turkey 17 bottled and bond.
Oh, somebody said
200 is not a bad price. I mean, that's
not at all.
It's one that again, it's one you're not going to see again. I mean,
I do 200 for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's slowly starting to creep up in price, and I mean, it's only going to continue to keep going up. It's crazy to me how they have the Russell's Reserve like 2002 and 2003, and on secondary those go for like $600. And it's weird to me that the Wild Turkey 17 isn't in the same ballpark, because it's similar in age, it's higher in proof, but it doesn't come in a wood box like Booker's. So
Yeah.
Hey Ed, have you that Knob Creek store pick we got that we love? Have you ever blinded it against these Bookers?
That is a great idea. No, I have not. That is a great idea.
I'm curious how it stands up, because that was like a $54 bottle, right?
Oh, yes. I still tell people that is probably the second best bottle of bourbon on my shelf.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I love these. I love all these Bookers. I mean, I do. I have a soft spot. I love them. They're up on my top. But that thing was just amazing. Oh my God.
Hey, Richie Z's in the house. What's up, dude?
Richie Z.
Richie Z. He's a great dude, man. He supports everybody.
He does.
Good dude.
I don't know how he has enough time to be on all these live streams and all these. I was like, there's no way. There's no way I can.
So what do you think, Ben? Are you coming to a winner? It's tough.
Yeah, I think the nose. I think I like A the best so far on the nose.
Okay.
B to me was just not on the palate. I didn't enjoy that one quite as much. To me, I got more like ethanol burn to it, and it didn't have like as much like strong flavor that the other two did. So we'll see. We'll see.
Interesting. We are miles apart on this one, Ben.
So I'll just give you the kind of the 10,000 foot version. A is the one that most everybody poo-pooed except for Fred Minnick. And the only reason he didn't, because it's his wife's favorite Bookers. So A got shot down by like Chad and Sarah. They're huge Bookers people. They're big time Beam drinkers.
Yeah.
And so that was their last out of the three.
Okay.
Just FYI.
So my clear number one right now is B.
Okay.
I'm thinking Ed mixed up his samples or something.
Nope.
It's weird to me, because that is just not the. It's not resonating with me.
To me, B feels like the lowest proof. I could be off, and it feels like the most rounded and put together of all of them. It's not quite as spiky. I just and on the nose, I had B and C tied on the nose for me.
Yeah. Okay.
But B, I like the palate better on B just a little bit. I mean, these are like 10% differences. I'm not talking like one blows the other 3 out of the water. It's all really close for me.
Right.
I'm almost convinced that Ed mixed up my samples.
I swear I didn't, Ben. I swear.
But I'm gonna try this Knob Creek against these since I've got it here.
You have it?
Yeah, I put it right on my my barrel just for you, buddy, because that was such a memorable good day we spent looking for bourbon.
You want to talk? Okay, so you want to talk about FOMO?
Did you have some FOMO that day?
Yeah, and it wasn't a bottle; it was a pour.
Oh yeah,
it was the birthday bourbon. So I saw it up there, and I'm like, I'm never gonna have. When am I gonna get a chance? And I mean, it hit the pocketbook hard, but that shit was really good.
yeah.
The Smoke Wagon was better, but that birthday bourbon was really good.
Yep.
Those Smoke Wagon picks go for crazy money. Those older ones, like the 12 and 13 year. I mean, goodness gracious.
Beth asked if anybody's had the Hard Truth Schoonover Hickory bourbon. Ed, that'd be up your alley, bud.
Yes, yep. I have. And the Hickory bourbon is not good. If you want the Schoonover, just get the original. Hold on, I'll grab the bottle. Just get the regular bourbon. Don't get any of the finish. Just get the single barrel right here, wherever she's at, right there. There we go. Just go with that. That was the best one. They have a hickory, applewood, maple, and this one, and they're more than likely, like you said, Lance. I think they're 14-year-old Dickel.
Okay.
But I myself do not get any of the medicinals.
Any of that like mineral notes?
Mineral notes.
Some of the I've got that the Justice up there that's like I think that's
the one that we got.
Yeah, you were with me when we got that. And it's good. I need to send you a sample of it. It's okay. I need to blind it against the Dickel Bottle and Bond.
Is that the blue label?
Yeah.
How is that?
It's okay. It's still got that like Flintstone vitamin note. I mean, you can pick it out when you A/B compare them. But I think some of that older Dickel juice can be okay. They can, well, especially the barrel bourbon batch 27, I think has Dickel juice in it. I know it does.
Does it?
And they have blended out the mineral like Flintstone notes and left all the good stuff of Dickel, which is that like fruitiness, like almost like yeah. Dude, I think this beats all the Bookers that are in this lineup.
I mean, I'm not mad at you if it does. I'm not.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's all the Bookers is still really good, but it's like $30 cheaper for the Knob Creek. But yeah, so all those mineral vitamin notes of that you get in Dickel that people don't like in the barrel batch 27, they did a great job of blending that out and just leaving the fruit, all the great fruit notes in Dickel. And that's what makes that barrel batch 27 is a sleeper, man. It is good stuff.
Yeah, that's
you ever get this thing when you're drinking and you start to get to the very bottom of your Glen and you get all these different notes that come out. That's
every time.
It's every time. Now I'm starting to reconsider what I thought was my order.
I love it. See, I didn't fuck up. I wasn't drunk when I poured the sample.
Didn't wash out the sample containers.
No,
Brent Shaw's in the house. He's sipping on Knob Creek 9-year single barrel. Dude, that is one of the best values in bourbon right there.
No joke. No joke right there.
The issue I have with some of those single barrels is on some of them I get this like black licorice note. And I do not like black licorice. And I
don't either.
Oh, I'd crush the shit out of them if I got black licorice.
You like black licorice?
I love black licorice. And
Ed, I don't know why you follow me, Ed. Our palates are so different, man.
They're really not. The only palates are different are on that Wild Turkey, and then the rest of the way we're pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
I know. Bust my balls.
You're a Dodgers fan. I have to give you shit.
You have to, right? So,
Richie Z says he's got that on deck.
what's he got on deck?
Oh, I think the Knob Creek
Oh, okay.
Bubble Bath Bourbon. Someone must have asked what we're drinking. Yeah, we're drinking the 2020 Booker's Line Blind and deciding what we like best.
So in this glass here, this is my Montana Rocks glass. You like that?
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. This is the Teresa's batch that I just got today. I haven't tasted it yet. So I'm curious how it shakes out. But Lance, I think we need to send Ben a sample of this Knob Creek barrel.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I got you, Ben.
Yeah.
Shit, that's good.
So I enjoy some of them. Just one of the ones that I have, it just has that note in it. And I'm just not a big fan.
Daniel asked, what do y'all think about barrel batch 26 versus 27? I've heard 26 is significantly better. I haven't had 26, to be honest. I said this in my review of 27. Barrel bourbon is one that I passed a million times on the shelf just because of the price. It's just one I wasn't excited about until I got batch 27. I was like, damn, this is good shit. These guys blend really good. At least batch 27, I think, is blended really well. So now I'm on the hunt for 26. Have you guys had it?
I haven't had any of the barrel. I'm like you, Lance. I passed the barrel. I look at it. I'm like, God, this $90.
Yeah.
If I'm spending 90, I'm buying my Bookers. I'm sorry. I'm buying Bookers. But
I do think batch 27 is better than any of these Bookers. But it depends. Like for me, like if you love that Jim Beam profile, then I mean, come on, Booker's is fantastic.
That's why that Knob Creek to me was just so fantastic because it just had that beam profile. It wasn't as peanut heavy, but oh my God, is it? Oh, it's dangerously good. Put it that way.
Yeah, this the thing that's crazy to me about this Knob Creek pick that we have. I mean, I don't know what would you guess the proof is blind on that?
Oh, 90, 95.
It is so crushable for 120 proof.
Literally, so the very first bourbon I poured tonight was I just poured Knob Creek 9-year, just regular Knob Creek 9-year. And when the first drink I took, I'm like, holy hell. Then I poured the single barrel because I thought it drank like about 115, 120 proof, and it's only 100 proof. And this drinks like 90. It's awesome. It is really good.
Aaron says, still haven't had the barrel batch yet. Aaron, batch 27 right now might be my favorite release of the year so far. So you might get it in the Patreon samples, dude.
Like I said earlier, we will have a Booker's in the Advent calendar. I'm going to get all the bottles and whatever I think is the best. That bottle's going in the Advent.
I can't wait to hear what we picked tonight.
So all you Patreons, you're getting Bookers. So.
All right.
So which one do you guys think is the highest proof?
The highest proof. Ooh, I don't think B is. I think B is the lowest proof, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I kind of think A is, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was between A and C.
C. I think C is the highest proof.
I was going to say C as well.
Let's see. So you said C was the highest proof. You are wrong. Actually, B is the highest proof.
What? Seriously?
B is one. I love how small they put the proof on a bottle of Booker's. I have to get my magnifying glass on my B is 127.8.
That even makes B better. That even makes B better for me then.
Yeah.
because I think that one is the most rounded, put together. It doesn't have like a ton of spiky edges. To me, wow, that's incredible that is the highest proof.
Yeah. And then you,
maybe that's why I like it. I'm like a proof whore, so who knows?
And which one did you say it was, Ben?
I said the same. I said B as well.
So
C,
yeah,
sorry.
so
C.
C, which is my my favorite. That is actually the lowest proof.
And C is your favorite?
Crazy.
Yeah. So which one? So B is your favorite, Lance?
Yeah, I went B, A, C. I put C as my last.
Okay.
Interesting.
And Ben?
So yeah, so it was close between C and B. When I went back the very last time, it felt like B kind of mellowed a little bit, and I got a lot out of it, but I would say probably C, B, A.
Okay, so Ben and I have the same favorite, which is Granny's batch. That is batch 1. And after tonight, Lance, drinking. So your favorite is the pigskin batch.
Okay.
So that, and then what was number 2 for you, Lance?
Number 2 was A.
So that is Boston's batch.
Okay.
And that is 002, and that's what everybody shits on and said was the most inconsistent, worst bottle of the bunch.
And that's the one you guys put last.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I did the same thing when I drank all 3. I did it, and so I went Granny's batch, pigskin batch, Boston batch. So I went the same as Ben, except the more I drink the pigskin batch, which is your favorite, Lance.
Yeah.
Holy hell, that is really freaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Yeah. Like I said, we're talking 10% differences to me.
Yeah.
I think like A and C on any given day, I think I could switch those.
Yeah.
And the reason that I went with A was because I just thought the finish was longer on A, and I like a long finish. So
it does. I agree.
So that caused me to put A ahead of C. B was the most crushable to me and didn't fight me as much, so it felt more rounded.
Yeah, the most crushable, and it's the highest proof. That's awesome.
And it's the highest proof. So that checks all the boxes.
So there you go, Ben. There's your Booker's flight. Hopefully you enjoyed Booker's.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Thank you for sending this. This has been awesome. I still don't know if I would pay $90. That's the struggle that I have. Is like
it's hard.
It's good, but I don't know if I would pay $90. It's tough.
Right.
I mean, they do a good job they do a really good job with the presentation. Obviously, the box, the wax, like
right.
It's I mean, I don't know. It's tough. You do have to like peanuts, and I think that's why people hate it.
That is as old school as it gets, right there.
Right.
Yeah.
That looks like something that comes out of the 1800s.
Yeah. Booker's on.
Lance.
Oh, sorry. I said Booker's on presentation crushes. The presentation is ridiculous. It's so good. And I think they're playing this game of how much can we charge before people stop buying it. And that's where I get annoyed with it. It's like, man, it is good, but if I can get this, which has a lot of the similar flavors, for $30 fucking dollars, and I have to pay $90 for Booker's, I'm gonna get 3 bottles of this. That's kind of where I'm like where I struggle with Booker's.
You're right.
I get it for $20.
You get Old Granddad 114 for $20?
$20?
It's one of the first bourbons that I bought, and $20.
So I'm gonna taste Old Grandad 114 against my favorite, the pigskin batch, just to see what I think.
I think the thing that Old Grandad doesn't have is the dense flavors, the denseness. Yeah. It's got a lot of similar qualities, but I think it falls short in the denseness.
Old Grandad gives me a pow. I mean,
yeah. So I don't know. I can't remember the mash bill, but it's definitely higher rye, and so it is spikier for sure.
That's what it gives me, and it's not. I mean, it is freaking great for $26, but you know, a weekend pour, I want to kick back and I'm going to enjoy, and I'm going to grab my Bookers. I just am. That's right. That's where I'm at.
Those are just two completely different animals, man. Right? Bookers is so dense, and even the pigskin batch, which I thought was like the easiest to drink, compared to the Old Grandad 114, still kicks you in the nuts and tosses you around the room a little bit. and is not. I mean, 114 is still really good, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. Yeah, it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to sit down, think about flavors, explore whiskey, or do you just want to watch a football game and not think about it too much?
Right. It's, you know, and that's what I love about this whole bourbon experience, is that everybody's different. Mm-hmm. And I love to see what people like and then try what they like. And you never know. You may be like, holy hell, how did I skip that? I'm going to go in there, you know?
Yeah.
You know what bottle has opened up a lot, Lance, and it was a FOMO, kind of a FOMO one for me, is that Clyde Mays 117 that I bought.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Did it open up?
That's opened up a bunch, and actually, ADHD Whiskey had that as his number 2 whiskey surprise of 2020.
Wasn't that MGP? Wasn't that sourced MGP by them?
Oh, maybe.
I mean, that makes more sense.
It's in the gold. It's in that gold bottle, right?
Kind of pewter. I'll show you.
Or yeah, maybe pewter.
Yeah, or maybe it is. I don't know. All I know is that there was so much bourbon drank that day, I couldn't tell you what fucking color it was. It's right here.
I think that might be. I could be wrong on that. I had heard that one of their.
It's gotten so much better, Lance, after it's aired out. It's really good.
Bubble Bat said just buy Old Tub for 18. I don't know if he's comparing Old Tub to Booker's, but I mean, Old Tub is fine. Different. You can compare those two.
No,
no.
Old Tub is good though. Old Tub is good. I think it gets a bad rap from a lot of people that don't like that peanut note, but
you have to like peanuts to like Old Tub.
Yeah. It is not. It's not as well put together, and it's overly hot. It's overly hot for what it is. Yeah, it's like you took a pepper grinder and just opened it up and just right in the mouth.
If I'm going that route, I'm going with you, Lance. I'm going Old Grandad over Old Tub.
Yeah, or even even for me, like same price range, I'm going. I'm going JTS Brown. Same peanut notes, bottled in bond, super easy to drink, crushable.
$12.
$12. Yeah, I'm going JTS Brown. Yeah. And I've blinded JTS Brown next to Heaven Hill bottled in bond, and I picked Heaven Hill bottled in bond.
Oh, there he goes. One bottom shelfer that I
wasn't by.
Oh. One bottom shelfer that I've actually been really enjoying is Fighting Cock.
You know what? I've been so tempted. I've had that in my hand 3 or 4 times. Okay.
Get it. I mean, it's like here anyway. It's like $15.
$16 here.
Yeah, it is very, very good. I would prefer that over Old Tub. I mean, it's that one's a really solid bottom shelfer.
Right on. Yeah, I've had that in my hand several times and just going, because ADHD loves that thing.
He loves it more than the Evan Williams bottled in bond. and I actually almost agree. I think they're different. I think the Fighting Cock is a little bit sweeter, and so that's where it can appeal to people that like something sweeter. But
hey, Marty McLeod.
Hey, there we
Marty,
go.
That is the first super chat this channel's ever got. Thank you, buddy.
Woo! Hey, we're gonna knock back some bookers for that, buddy.
Yeah.
Cheers, Marty.
Cheers, Marty. You're in YouTube history forever.
That's awesome.
I wasn't sure if I could see those, so Marty, I'm gonna send you a gift, man. Message me your address. I'll send you something, buddy. I'll send you a flight, man. He said I can't get past peanuts. Am I totally off base? No, not at all. Like no, not at all.
That's bean. That is what it is.
Yeah.
But if I was to have, go ahead, Ben.
Oh, I was gonna say if you don't like peanuts, which some people don't. If you don't like peanuts, it's tough to get past that. It's kind of like that black licorice note for me. Like people rave about Lost Monarch by Redwood Empire, I think it is. I can't drink that. I don't like the that black licorice note. So that's the thing for me.
Is that the one I have? Yeah, that's the one I have, right, Lance?
Yeah, Lost Monarch. Yep, we got that at Benny's when you were here.
I get zero black licorice.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't get black licorice either.
I'm just really sensitive to it, I guess. For me, it comes out in rye. It comes out a lot in rye, and that one's a blend of rye and bourbon, and so I don't know. I guess I'm just sensitive to it. But
I poured that the other night for my girlfriend to have her try it because I said, I think you might really like this. And sure enough, she's like, holy cow, that's really good. I like it. So,
do you guys Oh, go ahead, Lance. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, Marty also said 1776 is so hard to beat. Yeah, I mean, I just did a review on it, man. It's fantastic stuff. I thought that was MGP, but I guess they have MGP maybe distill their stuff, but it's their own mash bill. It's good, man.
Yeah. Do you guys have any more of that double oaked left? I went back to it just now, and you can definitely tell, like it is opened up quite a bit, but it's still very, very good.
If you don't have any left, then I poured you guys some nice samples.
Right. It is. Yeah.
We still got a mystery bottle to go.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Yep. But no, so I will, I'll get you guys each a bottle of that double oak and I'll get it in the mail because I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I'm excited for what they're gonna do, what Starlight's gonna do.
Yep. They've got some cool stuff out on the horizon. Looks like I lost my there we go.
Oh, you're so fancy, man.
Whatever. They're like $12 stick-up lights I got from freaking Amazon.
Just like a Dodgers fan.
Champions, by the way. Champions. I should be drinking tonight out of this for you, Lance. This is what I should be drinking out of right here, buddy.
What's that?
Right there.
Oh, my God.
Let me get really close. See that? Yeah.
That's all right.
I probably lost you 12 followers, but that's all right.
What do you mean? Just wearing a Cardinals hat makes me hold on to like one or two.
Yeah. What's her name says she's a Cardinals fan. She must be clearly drunk.
She posted earlier, not everybody's perfect when she was referring to you.
Oh, ow. I know.
Yep.
But, man. I don't know what this question mark is, but it smells fantastic.
Ha ha.
So Aaron just said that he heard rumors that Heaven Hill is going to be dropping their 6-year, the green label.
Oh, really?
Really?
I mean, it's a Kentucky only, so it's like it's not really affecting many people.
Right. Speaking of Aaron, hey Aaron, if you can, I can't see the chat, but how did he like those old hammers I sent him? I sent him an Old Hammer single barrel and an Old Hammer rye. So I'm curious to see what he thinks. Because that when he sent me the Weller and the Heaven Hill, I sent him some Old Hammer.
This is interesting. This mystery one.
Oh man, it's super good.
Super fruity.
Oh my God.
It tastes like Old Forester to me. A little bit.
I could see that banana.
Ty T said, thanks for the great reviews. Pigskin was my favorite this of the three. Live in K. Yeah, man, Pigskin was my favorite too, bud. I thought it was great. I mean, 10% differences.
That's the thing about Booker's is they're raising their price, but if you ask almost anyone, they've had some or they continue to buy it.
Yeah.
And so people still love it.
And you know what else I like? I mean, people bitch. The other thing they bitch about Booker's, and they're like, well, it's really inconsistent. Well, that's kind of the whole point. That's why they put out different batches. If you're going to put out different batches, they can't all be the same. I mean, that just wouldn't make any sense to me, you know?
Yeah. I think the real inconsistent ones are the little books. Those ones those ones for me, it's an even bigger pass.
I've never had one of those. And I would like to just get one just because I'm such the Booker's guy just to have one.
Right.
So,
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised if you're such a big Booker's guy that you don't have one.
I've never seen it.
Really? No. I see them very, very frequently here. Same thing with Booker's.
What does a little book go for?
They go
about
for
150, aren't they?
No, not that much. They're closer to about 110-ish plus tax. You usually walk out the door around one.
If you ever come across one, let me know.
Yeah. When they release, you can usually find them for a few months, but I think it's been a while since the 4 release, so I'll have to look and see. I'll keep an eye out for one for you, but you can usually find them.
Right. Lance is just into that question mark deep. He loves it. I can tell.
It is so good.
It is so freaking good.
It's about that 120 proof. It's.
I haven't even tasted it yet. I'm just.
Oh, dude.
It's super jammy, like a jam, like a real nice homemade jam.
That is maple syrup, banana, nut, bread, muffin all day, every day.
Is this Old Forester? It tastes like Old Forester to me.
Nope.
I think this is Jack Daniel's barrel proof.
Ooh, that may be. That may be why I think it's Old Forester. If I'm getting those same.
I want to say this is
banana notes. Heck, you might be right, man. That might be Jack Daniel's barrel proof.
It's a little drying on the palate. You get that breadiness, kind of like that, like you said, the nut bread, the banana note.
The banana note's what took me to Old Forester, but which if it's Jack Daniel's barrel proof and I think it's 120 proof, that means it's close to 130.
Yeah, I was gonna say
always drinks less.
Yeah,
nice.
132.6, boys.
That is
so,
dude.
This is the best barrel proof bourbon for the money next to Elijah Craig, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hands down.
In fact, there was 1 second where I was like, damn, this almost tastes like Elijah Craig barrel proof because of the heat.
Right.
Dude, Ben, we got to give ourselves a pat on the back for that. That was impressive.
You guys crushed it.
The thing with Jack Daniel's, so what threw me off is the nose. The nose, it has a jamminess that I typically don't get, but on the palate, it's got a very unique drying. It's not like when you have like an older bourbon, it definitely dries out your palate more. This kind of hugs your tongue. If you could like imagine something kind of hugging your tongue and then letting go like that, I get that with this.
So when I bought this barrel and I opened it up and poured it, I was just blown away. The flavors, the mouthfeel, And so I thought, when I send this, I've got to send these guys a sample of this one.
Yeah.
Because,
dude, it's man. Okay, so we have got to taste that blind against the Old Forester 150th.
All right.
Because I mean, I thought it was Old Forester because of the banana notes I was getting.
Right.
Which makes perfect sense. And then when Ben said that, I was like, damn, if that's 120 proof and it's Jack Daniels, it's got to be 130.
It's 132.6.
Crazy. Yeah.
Marty, look at Marty in the chat.
Oh shit! Marty gave a $15 chat. Let's get trash double.
We're drinking Jack Daniels for you, buddy. Cheers, Marty.
So
Marty, rock, buddy.
The thing that I really like about this is, so I've got two other Jack Daniels. I've got a store pick barrel proof, and then I've got just a normal single barrel. So this is definitely different, which is sometimes with single barrels, you get ones that are very similar to other ones that you've had.
I do.
This one's different.
Yeah. Mine's 130.1, so I'll taste them next to each other here. But that's a good. The thing about Jack Daniels, I think someone even said it, is they're so consistent.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'll tell you what, if you pour 131 proof banana bread in my glass, I'm going to be laying on the floor, because that's
yeah.
I mean, it goes down just like it's velvet.
So the one thing that I'll say, and it's funny that you put this last, I will, regardless of what I've had that night, it could be something well aged, it could be something even, very, very high proof. I always finish the night. If I have Jack Daniels barrel proof, I finish the night with it, because it still is just so good, regardless of what I had. And I can't say that about everything. Like, sometimes certain things you have, they'll taste totally different. They'll taste flat. They'll taste, whatever it may be. But Jack Daniels barrel proof, it's just always something. If I finish the night with it, it's still so good every time.
So what do you got on your comparison, Lance?
Dude, they're so close. I mean, we're talking like, in a blind, I couldn't tell these two apart. I mean, they're that close. But again, it's like, I can get Jack Daniels barrel proof at Meijer every day, any day I want, for $54. And
single barrel proof?
Yeah, this exact bottle, $54.
It's $70 here.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let me buy it for it. Well, I guess with shipping it'd be about the same. But
whatever. I'll just meet you in Danville.
I'll meet you in Danville, dude. I pick up as many as you want.
It's
$54 all day long. It's always on the shelf. There's nothing better out there for the price. It even, with Elijah Craig barrel proof being so hard to find, if you take appearance into account, the bottle's way sexier. If that matters to you.
That's one of the cutest bottles ever.
Yeah, it crushes.
Actually, Jack Daniel's single barrel, just the straight up. I've got a store pick just on the regular single barrel.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
That is what got me back into the bourbon game, because for 20 years, if it was brown liquor, it wasn't going anywhere near my face. I got so sick and so drunk in college. And when I moved it, I worked in Tennessee for a year. And one of the guys I was with, he's like, dude, have you had are you a whiskey drinker? I'm like, hell no, especially not Jack Daniels. He says, no, you have to drink the single barrel. I'm like, okay. So he bought me a single barrel when I was leaving, and I drank it. And I was like, oh shit, that's so much better.
Yeah.
So,
how can you not get Jack Daniels barrel proof?
Yeah.
Aaron, that is insane.
That's insane, Aaron.
What?
It's
Aaron,
everywhere.
Point out jealousy again. Can't get either Jack Daniels barrel proof or either anywhere close to me. Dude, I will send you some.
Oh, hell yes. I mean, it's on the shelf all day.
Yeah.
And the thing is people, Dusty Dan, Jason, My Bourbon Journey, all them guys, they rave about the barrel proof. And I'm afraid if they keep raving about it, we're not going to see it.
The last like bracket Scotch Test Dummies did. I think
number one.
Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof was number one. It beat everything.
Yes. And they were blown away. And both of them, not like Bart didn't pick it, Scott, they both picked Jack Daniel's Barrel. It was I was watching that too, Lance. I was like, holy shit, they picked Jack Daniels.
It's one of those ones that if you don't like banana or you don't like something that really hits you hard, like when you take your first sip, it hits the back of the throat, it goes up the nose, it is very strong. If you don't like something that fights you like that, you're not going to enjoy this. But I mean, it's not overly complex, but it's just very strong. Like that's probably the best word I could use to describe it is strong.
Yeah.
So
let me quickly shout out to Marty McLeod because he is giving. I feel guilty. He's given so many super. Marty, dude, let me know what you want. Would you rather a sample or a bottle of Henry McKenna tonight? You let me know. This is a bottle I got on COVID when I was on vacation and shouldn't have been. This is a COVID Henry McKenna. I will send it to you, or I will send you samples. 4 or 5 samples, whatever you want. Just message me or email me at thewhiskeytornado@gmail.com. And
thank you, Marty.
Yeah, dude, thanks so much for supporting the channel, and I'm happy to send you some samples or the bottle, whatever you want, man. Just email me, let me know. Appreciate the support, man.
It's always really cool when there's people that you don't know, you've never met, and they're just sending you money. It's like just
weird. I feel weird about it.
Case in point, right here.
To be honest, yeah.
I mean, granted, Lance and I. Go ahead, Lance.
Oh, I was just gonna say, that's why. I mean, you guys really, honestly, when I started Patreon and all that stuff, it caused me to up my game. Like, I wanted to make sure I was giving you guys something for what you were supporting the channel for. So, whether it was a camera or like taking a time to shoot a video. Like today, I usually get off at 10:30 on Friday, and then all day Friday afternoon, morning and afternoon is spent shooting videos, believe it or not. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday is spent editing. It takes forever. But that I'm fine doing it. I love doing it. I love like expressing my creative side. I majored in marketing in college, so that's really cool. But until like people started like sending me money, I didn't have the extra drive to do that. But now I have the extra drive to make sure that I'm always giving you guys extra content that you can support the channel. So I appreciate it. I love it. It's a blast to do.
Oh, I think you put out some good stuff. And like back to what Jason, you do it. Curiosity Public does it. Most of the channels, Dusty Dan, you guys review bottles that you can find.
Mm-hmm.
You review a bottle that you can find, and you either say this is good or it's not good. And that's what drew me in.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Ed, because I really try to do like it's oh shit.
Like right before he's gonna say something real
right
sentimental.
Like poignant. He just
damn it. No, I appreciate it, Ed. What I was gonna say is it's real easy to get in the trap of doing like top 5 videos or Stag Junior videos or GTS videos that are going to get lots of clicks. And so I really am conscious of doing a video that everybody can find, a bottle everybody can find, and then something that may be hard or a top 5 video, but I try to really mix it up because obviously those videos the top 5 videos really drive traffic to the channel. For whatever reason, YouTube loves those. So people must click on those a lot. But like just today, I shot an old Granddad 114 video because that's something everybody can find. And I did an Elijah Craig A121 video, which will be coming out. Both of those will be coming out next week. So I try to get a good balance of the two.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I love the channels that will give you honest opinions and give you stuff that you can just go find. I mean,
Yeah.
E.H. Taylor, anything is freaking impossible. I can't find that anywhere.
Yeah.
Can't find that. Can't find Stag Junior. I mean,
Yeah.
It's Weller. So when I went into that store today, Lance, I picked up the bottles, and then the guy's in the back, and he's behind the counter, and he says, "We just got this," and he grabs Weller. I'm like, okay. We just got this. He grabs Eagle Rare. We just got this, and he's showing me all this shit. I'm like, holy cow! So next week, he's getting a Maker's Mark barrel pick. I don't know if it's cast strength or what, but he's getting a Maker's barrel pick. I've never seen a Maker's barrel pick in my life.
Oh yeah, yeah. We get them here in Illinois.
That's where I was. I was in Danville, so yeah.
If it's one of those stave, like it's like the private select stave profile ones.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with those. Those can be real weird.
I've never had one of those.
Yeah, I'd definitely see if you can sample it before you buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run up there and wait in line or anything for it. I just thought it was interesting that he was doing a Maker's barrel pick, because that's one that I just never hear much about barrel picks is Makers.
The only one that I know that they do is the stave profile ones.
Okay.
It's like on the front of it, it'll tell you how many different staves they have in it.
Right.
And those are interesting. If there's one that you should grab, it's the cast strength. It's the batch. It's like 2003.
I have 2004.
How do you like the 04? I haven't had that one.
Let me see if I've even opened it. Hold on.
Because the 03, it was really good. I've had the 101 as well, the special release one, and I enjoy that one as well. But the 03 was really good.
Maker's Mark for me, I have to have that in a blind, as you guys know. Like we talked about it in the advent calendar, and I was like, man, it just tastes artificial. And then somebody sent it in one of the Whiskey Tornado versus the People episodes. And I rated the blind so high. I loved it. I was like, oh, this is an old bourbon. I love it.
Aaron sent it, didn't he?
I think Aaron did. Yeah, I think so. Anthony said, I think this channel is great. Love the reviews and discussion just like tonight.
Anthony.
Thanks, appreciate you, man.
Let me make a quick pour. It's actually the 2002 is what it is.
Okay.
So, and then I picked up the 2101 today because I heard you talking about it earlier in our text.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm going to give it a shot,
Aaron says my eyes say I'm struggling, maybe a bit hammered.
Lance's eyes say he's struggling.
I'm perfectly fine.
Hey, Aaron, you ain't seen struggling, brother. You ain't. You're not kidding me. So
that's enough. That's enough.
No.
Muskrat.
I'm just gonna tell when we got back. I don't know. Lance posted that picture, I think, on Patreon, didn't you, Lance?
Oh man, I was gone.
No, the picture of all of our bourbon that we bought.
Oh yeah.
So after that picture, Lance's kitchen table, and I am not shitting you, it must have had 30 fucking bottles of bourbon on there. It had everything. He's pulling out Baker's 13, Henry McKenna 10. I'm busting out Booker's. I'm breaking out back. Actually, Lance did taste Lot B. He don't remember, but he tasted Lot B.
I think at some point I ate all of Ed's tacos. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get the right shit. It was awesome. That day was epic. That's why I'd love to get some of the Patreons and we meet and we have a big tasting. Everybody like bring a bottle or something. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be
interesting. It's always interesting to me how distribution works, how some people get certain things, other people, don't get it. Like Ed, like Starlight, we never see it here.
Oh.
And I mean, it's like stuff like that. It's always interesting to hear how some of that stuff is and, obviously taste it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like Illinois gets smoke wagon like crazy, and Indiana doesn't. You know,
I've never seen one in the wild. Never.
Smoke wagons everywhere here.
1776 in Indiana. I've never seen.
Really
interesting.
Nope.
Well, I can get that for you. I'm gonna get that for you.
I went to 3 stores in Indiana today. Never saw 1776. Speaking of that, Ben, are you do you like balcones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So today,
my favorite Texas distillery.
I saw a Balcones True Blue cast strength store pick.
That's the one that I sent Lance. Yeah, good.
That was I think that was my favorite.
Out of the ones I sent, I think it was second. It was behind the Pinhook.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
yeah,
of course
I'm like
Lance has a
weird about Pinhook, but the Balcones cast strength. Get that. That's good.
Okay, because it's over here. Big Red Liquors has a store pick of it, and I had it, and I thought I want to ask Ben tonight first about it.
It's tough. It's not one that I will go to. That I will go to often. The reason being is it's got an interesting, like they use a lot of corn, like some special type of corn in their mash bill, and it has a very unique flavor profile. I would say it's got to be something you have to be in the mood for, and it's like $80, which is, again, it's a high price point, but
the store pick here was $49.95.
Are you sure it was the True Blue cast strength?
I will go tomorrow and take a picture. I may just
I feel like there's no way. Being in Texas, I'm right by it. I feel like you're looking at something else.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, if that's the cast strength for $50, I thought that would be 80 easy.
It's because that's what it is here.
Okay. There were 2 of them. I'll go look again, but there were 2.
It'll in Indiana, that'll probably sit on the shelf.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like Balcones, like in Illinois, they have a hard time moving it, which is ridiculous because it's the best Texas distillery, in my opinion.
Oh,
and it's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I would say Iron Root. If you see anything by Iron Root,
never.
They're better in most cases than Balcones.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never had Iron Root stuff, so.
There's really 3 big ones in Texas. There's Garrison Brothers, there's Balcones, and there's Iron Root. And
I'll be right back, guys.
They don't really distribute as much. They're much more local.
Right.
Garrison Brothers as well. Balcones has a little bit better distribution, but I've
seen Balcones everywhere, and I'll go look tomorrow back up at this Big Red Liquors, but they had. And I could have sworn, unless it was in the wrong slot,
right?
I could have swore it was either $49.95 or $59.95.
I mean, if it is that price, grab it because it definitely goes for a lot.
And then there was that Lance sent me a picture, and the guy showed it to me. It was a Garrison Brothers. I can't remember which it was, but all I know is the guy said it was $200, and I'm like, nope, I've never had it. I'm not pulling the trigger on $200.
So Garrison Brothers, I just saw Bubble Bath Bourbon said Garrison Brothers is so overpriced. So
okay,
it's tough. Garrison Brothers, in a lot of ways, it is similar to Booker's in the sense that they put a lot into their presentation. Yeah. They're very close. They're about 30 minutes outside of Austin, so I know them pretty well.
Yeah.
You have to like Texas whiskey, so don't buy Garrison Brothers if you've never had Texas whiskey. You have to know what that flavor profile is. But
cinnamon and wood.
Yours, I would say, don't get what Lance got. But they put a lot into what they do, which you have to appreciate. They're sourcing their own stuff. They're doing a lot of things the right way, which they're being very transparent about it. It does seem overpriced at face value, but it's also cast strength, and they're a craft distillery. And there's not a lot of places that you can go for craft that you're getting over 100 and 120 proof.
Oh yeah,
cast strength stuff. So, I mean, yeah, it is going to be expensive if you don't have any ties to Texas or anything like that.
Right.
I would suggest moving on to something else if you've never had Texas stuff before.
Okay, Lance, that picture you sent me,
Which one?
the one of the Garrison brothers at the Big Blue or
Yeah.
store. Yeah. So the guy brought the bottle out, and I looked at him like, all right. So what do you want? $200.
Yeah.
I
mean, their bottle game is fantastic. But
that one has a medal. You get an actual medal.
Is it Balmora? Is that how you say it, Ben?
I don't even know exactly how to say it. Yeah, it's like Balmora. I honestly don't know how to pronounce it, but
yeah. I can't. I'm not a good person to ask about Garrisons because I got we were on vacation last year, right when COVID started. I found a bottle of Garrisons. Or I think it was one of their early bottles signed by the distiller. It was on the shelf in some small place in Georgia, and $80, which I wasn't crazy about spending, and got it, and it was just cinnamon and sawdust. And I was like, why does everyone rave about this stuff? It's horrible.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna send you guys a sample because I will give that bottle away. It is if it wasn't signed by the distiller. It was just not good, but I don't want to. I mean, that was their early stuff. It was an early bottle of their stuff. I think it was from like 2012 or something. So
actually, I have a T-shirt from Garrison Brothers. I never got it. A friend of mine sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I've never been there, but she's been to the distillery, and she sent me a T-shirt because knew I drank whiskey. But I think maybe tasted it one time.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, their bottle screams Texas. It's the coolest bottle in the world.
Yeah.
I got to taste more of their stuff before I can really give them a fair review.
It's one of those where they definitely put a lot into the presentation. Obviously, you've got the wax. You've got, instead of a lot of places when you have wax, you pull the strip and it's either like some synthetic plastic or it's like something like that. They actually use leather in the pull tab, which it's like, again, is it really going to help the whiskey? No, but it's kind of, a nice little touch. But anyway, you have to like you really have to like that flavor profile. And the one that Lance got, that one's, I think, like 4 or 5 years old. It's like one of their first releases.
This is this is bottle 1 of 58, signed by the distiller.
Bottle 1.
Yeah, it was distilled in 2000. It says the corn was harvested in 2011, distilled in 2012. It's 94 proof. So, like, I saw the side of it and I was like, are you kidding? Bottle 1 of 58? Hell yeah. And it's signed by the distiller. I'm picking that up.
Yeah.
But then I realized why it sat on their shelf for years.
Well, no one knows. No one probably knew what the heck it was. And to see something that expensive, it's like, yeah, you're not going to buy it. It goes back to craft whiskeys. It's a local, usually it's a local thing. It's, you're supporting a local business and that's why you have a stronger tie to it and you're willing to spend the extra money.
I think these are about $60.
Oh, yeah. That crushes this Garrison Brothers I have.
Yeah. They nailed it on this double oak. They did really good.
But I mean, this is the prettiest bottle there is.
I love the Garrison Brothers bottle. No joke. That thing's cool as shit.
They look better than that now too.
You barely got it past the shoulders, Lance. That's awesome. Oh my god. So there's how much of Granny's batch I have left.
Oh man.
Oh wait, I have a bottle bunkered. Yeah, but no, you barely got that freaking Garrison past the shoulders. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'll send out as many sample. Anyone that wants a sample, message me.
Yeah.
So this is what their bottles look like now. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Well, that one that the guy brought out, I'm like, that thing is freaking beautiful. I'd love to have that on myself, but
Yeah.
So,
I've
so
never.
there's small batch, which is the one you have. It's $70. The cast strength is where you start to really, get a good understanding of what it tastes like. So I might bite the bullet and send you guys some samples of it. They're $150. That's the thing that's tough for me, is like $150 is so expensive.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's what that 150th cost me, the Old Forester.
Oh. So after all that 100+ bourbon, I went back and had a little swill of the Lot B. You could freaking neck pull that, hit that out the bottle all day long.
Pretty awesome.
I mean, I'm not saying that none of the other stuff we drank wasn't awesome, but this stuff is so, oh.
Yeah, it's just got that buffalo trace, like those great berry notes to it.
Yep.
That like cotton candy or big league chew, whatever you want to call it.
And now I'm getting a little bit of like if you took a grape and rolled it in cinnamon sugar and put it in my mouth. That's kind of what it tastes like.
Daniel Pennington having a Jack Daniel's barrel proof now. Landed my first Blanton's in EHT yesterday while chasing down Buffalo Trace.
EHT. Wow.
What are you doing chasing those for Blanton's? That's
yeah. Well, hey, cheers, Daniel. Whatever you like, buddy. The Jack Daniel's barrel proof is fantastic. If you like Jack Daniel's barrel proof, Blanton's is going to let you down, in my opinion.
Yeah. No.
If there was a like 10 commandments of bourbon, trying Blanton's should be on there. I think it's one of those ones that you just have to check off. And it is the best thing about it, which honestly, the best thing about whiskey and bourbon is having it with friends. And if you want a bottle that's approachable for everyone, it's Blanton's. And so that I think that's where its special place is in, for me. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I would never spend, $100+ which it'll go for sometimes. But if you want something that you can have with friends and they will appreciate and enjoy it, more power to you for that.
I will never shit on Blanton's because it gets people into bourbon. The story of it, the bottle, the marketing, it's fantastic. It's one of the things that got me into bourbon. Collecting the horse tops. Exactly. It's such good marketing. It's such a good story.
No joke.
Every bottle's a little bit different and it's approachable. It's super easy to drink.
Well,
I have a lot of friends who are like, Lance, that I train. They're like, Lance, where do I get Blanton's? I'm like, dude, I can tell you 10 places to get it. It's insanely overpriced. I can tell you 50 bottles that are better. And they're like, nope, don't want it. Want Blanton's. I'm like, okay, here you go. Go to this store. They'll charge you $100. They're like, I don't care. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Right.
Go get it.
Yep.
Whatever you like. Whatever you like.
If I got $100 bill and somebody says you're going to buy Blanton's, I'm like, nope. I'm going to buy this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go to Knob Creek, Ed.
Or I'll buy 2 bottles of Knob Creek. You're right. I'll buy 2 bottles. Yeah.
So that's interesting. If you had $100, what would you buy? If you could buy retail and not something crazy that you're never going to find, what would you buy?
Oh man. Any amount of bottles or any bottle. $100.
You can any amount. You have $100.
Are we talking shelf price?
Yeah. So within reason, if it's something that you can't go, lot B, and then.
No.
But it has to be something that's fairly readily available. Nothing's going to be readily available everywhere, but.
Oh man, because I want to lead towards Stag Junior, but that's borderline really tough to find.
You could get one bottle because some people can find it for $50 and that's crazy.
Yeah, Lance has found it for 60.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, until I started posting that, I was getting cocky. I was like, I can find this anytime. And now I've never found it again.
Same. So,
but
go ahead,
Elijah Craig barrel proof would be on there.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
'Cause you can't go wrong. It doesn't matter what batch it is. $50, 12-year bourbon, unfiltered, uncut. You just can't go wrong. And then, so what's that leave me? I bought one today for $49. That leaves me $50.
Well, you can go buy a freaking Jack Daniel's single barrel almost.
Yeah, I might do that because they're two different profiles, right? Like,
Man,
um,
you win.
Yeah,
straight up. If I had $100 and I had to buy one bottle, I'd probably buy Booker's. But I think my second choice, if I had to pay Indiana price, would be Jack Daniel's barrel proof.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff is insane.
Here's how I think of bourbon. Like, what's a good vacation bourbon? So if I'm out of town, I'm out of town, I didn't bring any bourbon with me, and I walk into any liquor store, what's there on the shelf that I take back to the hotel and be completely thrilled with? And it's Jack Daniel's barrel proof.
Every day.
Yeah.
I agree. Yep. Because you can probably find that in any, mom and pop liquor store around. You can find Jack Daniel's barrel proof. Or
Knob Creek 9-year single barrel. That's pretty available.
Pretty
cheap.
Yep.
Or like Ben said earlier, Wild Turkey 101. Yeah, I mean, you cannot go wrong with that.
Ever. Or we're also missing Rare Breed.
Or Rare Breed.
I mean, come on. Rare Breed's $40, and that thing last year, not 2020, but 2019, I was a Rare Breed king, man. That was my shit. I loved Rare Breed. I still love Rare Breed.
And like all this discussion about what we would get, it just makes me realize, like, I don't need to bitch about the stuff I can't find. There's so much good stuff on the shelves.
I mean, I keep going back to Minnick, but he's like, I'll take Rare Breed all day, every day.
He loves that. He loves that stuff.
He's put it in blinds against Pappy, against McKenna 10, against Michter's 10, and it's won. And it's crazy.
Have you guys had the Jack Daniel's rye?
I wish.
Yeah, I wish.
So, Daniel, if you can find it at 100, buy it for sure.
Hell yeah.
Don't pay $250. Never pay $250. I can, if I really wanted it, I could get it for $180. I could get it for $180, and that's kind of the going rate for it. So no, never pay $250 for it.
It's a bourbon drinker's rye. I'll put it that way. Like I love Pinhook rye, but that's a 95.5 rye. It's an MGP rye, heavy rye. Some people aren't going to like that because it's too much rye. But that Jack Daniel's rye, it is so hot among YouTubers because it's a bourbon drinker's rye. So if you like more bourbon flavors, then definitely get it for $100. You're not going to be disappointed. It's a fantastic bottle for that. If you're a rye drinker's rye, to me, it's just it's great, but I even like, and again, everybody that follows my channel is going to laugh, but Pinhook for $50 beats that Jack Daniel's, but I love rye. Some people aren't crazy about rye, so
you have to love the herbal and dill notes that you get from a true high rye. Because Jack Daniel's, they're trying to appeal to the masses. They're not going to come out with a very rye. Same thing with Jack Daniel's Wild Turkey. Yes, sorry. Yeah. Thank you. Same thing. I mean, they're going to appeal to the masses, and it's very tough to come out with something that's so unique like that when you're a big distillery, because it's going to miss on about 50% of people that try it.
Yeah. And both of those, like the Wild Turkey Rare Breed rye is fantastic. Jack Daniel's is fantastic. Yeah,
that's a bourbon drinker's rye.
That's a bourbon drinker's rye.
Good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
So
Ed
good.
loves that, and when he has Pinhook, he all he tastes is is pickle juice.
Classic pickles, baby. Hardcore. This is awesome. And here's another, and then this is also, I think, one of the better ryes if you're going
Yeah.
rye. That's good.
Yeah.
And that's a bourbon drinker's rye too.
Yes.
Barely
It's only
a rye.
52%.
Yeah, it's barely a rye.
Right.
Yeah. Did I have that in the advent calendar or not?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yep. You you did have that in there. The Pinhook was just too much. That was too much rye.
That's like I said, that's a 95.5 rye from MGP.
Wow.
So that's heavy rye.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but if I'm in the mood for something like that, I can appreciate what it is. I mean, it's definitely going to be on the more herbal and dill, and you're going to get different flavors.
That's Aaron.
Ed would love that Pinhook that I sent you, Lance.
What did you send in?
So Pinhook, they used to, I think they're starting, I don't know if they're doing their own stuff yet, but they have a new 5-year that in their vertical series that they're doing. And I think that stuff, I don't know where that stuff is sourced, if they're sourcing it or if they're doing their own, but I said
they're doing their own out of Castle and Key now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rye or the bourbon?
Bourbon. It's
bourbon.
Yeah, it's bourbon. So
is it the Bohemian or the other one?
It is it's not Bohemian. It's their
What's the color?
Yellow. But it's not their 5-year. I think it's their 4-year that they sourced from MGP.
Okay.
And it's gas strength, and it's very good. It's like very honey cornbread. It's very, very good.
The only thing I've ever had from Pinhook is the rye that Lance put in the advent calendar, and I've seen the
fantastic.
Oh, okay, buddy. Yep. So it was a kick in the balls. But
Ed, it's okay to be wrong.
I know some of us wear St. Louis Cardinals shit.
Marty,
Marty's all over.
Chasing the horsies.
Blanton's is average, but my dad got me chasing the horsies, and that's what got me started in my chase. Exactly.
Hey, you know what? Keep doing it, Marty, because that's the reason I chase bookers and I love bookers is because I have a sentimental attachment. So,
dude, I'm still chasing my horsey collection. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Right.
You're trying to spell out your Blantons?
Yeah, I'm still doing it. Yeah. But I refuse to pay over $70 a bottle.
That's where it really is card collecting for adults. I mean, that's where it really comes down to, because a lot of these bourbons that are super, high priced on secondary, they're not that much better than some of the stuff you can find on the shelves, but they're rare, and so that's what drives up the price.
Yep.
And that's same thing with the Blantons. People want to spell out Blantons. They want to get dates that commemorate certain events. It's like, you can't knock people for that. Maybe it's not for you, but everybody's got their own thing, and it's, as long as you enjoy bourbon, or whiskey, that's all that matters.
You know how to drink it?
Yeah.
However you want.
However you want. However you want.
When I heard that, I forget, it was one of the first whiskey channels I was watching and started getting into bourbon. I just heard somebody say, it doesn't matter how you drink it how you want it. And I'm like, okay. Doesn't matter. You know what? As a matter of fact, I think it was the Bourbon Road podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good those guys are good. I like Big Chief.
Well, I mean, Jason from Mash and Drum has the best hook in all of bourbon. It's not about the bourbon, it's about the people you drink it with, and it's fantastic. Like,
I mean, look what we're doing tonight. I mean,
sums up everything, man. I don't care. I just care about drinking with you guys. So, Marty, man, I feel guilty for all the super chats you're sending me. Just join Patreon, dude, for $2 a month.
Right. No joke, Marty. $10.
Join the crew, man. I feel I feel guilty here. But seriously, man, message me your information. I want to send you something special because you were not only our first super chat, but you were our first like 6 super chats. So
That's awesome.
But when I read your name, all I can think of is Marty McFly.
Why did I just think that same thing, Lance? I swear to God, I thought that same thing. I'm going to pour some pigskin.
All right, my number 1.
That's what I'm going with. I'm going to pour some pigskin.
That pigskin's good.
Oh, man. That's good stuff.
So I know I asked the question about $100. Now, if you were going to spend up to $200 on one bottle, what would it be?
Man,
I've got my answer. Well, so MSRP or what we can find it for. This is tough.
So you have to be reasonable. You can't say Pappy 23 or Pappy 20 because those technically are under. But
I think I've got mine. Go ahead, Lance.
I've got mine for sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, what are they?
To me, it's Wild Turkey 17-year bottled and bond.
Yep.
It's the most unique, different outlier bourbon I've ever had. It's it was bottled the same year my oldest daughter was born. And I know it's not going to be a bourbon everyone loves, so I'm going to be able to enjoy most of it.
I was going to say I'd pull the trigger on Bardstown 4.
Oh, dude, Ed, if you want some, let me know. I can go pick some up for you.
Okay.
Let me know. I know you just spent a bunch of money on
bourbon.
bourbon.
Which one do you think is better, 3 or 4?
I don't know because I haven't had. I couldn't A/B compare.
4.
They're both fantastic.
I'd be interested. I can't find 4 around here, but I have 2 bottles of 3, and I love it.
So,
yeah, I saw 4. Well, at Harvest Market, you guys saw the Patreon lens that I did. They had 3 bottles today of Discovery 4.
Where did I just see 4? I just saw it. New place in Carmel, Indiana, called Vine and Table. They have a bourbon room, and they had Bardstown 4. That's the picture I sent you, Lance, of that case. Said, which one do you want? And that had Old Fitz, Stagg Jr. So the new case has McKenna 10, Elijah Craig 18, Blanton's Gold Top.
Oh, what do they want for Blanton's Gold?
It's a lottery.
Oh, it's lottery.
Of course, it's a lottery.
Yeah,
you can't.
That stuff goes for like $200. It's crazy.
Right.
I've had Blanton's Gold in a double blind, and
really,
it ranked really high. It was good. It was
better than Blanton's. Was that at the Collective Pour? Okay.
Yep. Hey Daniel, is Henry McKenna 10 worth 50 price point? Absolutely. Dude, shoot me your message. Shoot me your address at thewhiskeytornado@gmail.com. I'll send you a sample tonight.
Nice.
But yes, it's fantastic. What's the max you'd pay for Henry McKenna, Ben?
It depends on if you can find it. So I put in the chat. It's like $35 retail, and with tax and everything, you basically walk out at $40. And so it really depends on. It depends on if you've had it before and how hard it is to find. Honestly, if it's tough to find, like it is most places, I would pay $60 for it. I was
going to say 65 because I see it maybe once a year.
I think most people you can find someone to trade. If you join some local groups, you can find it. It's usually $50 trade value. On secondary, it goes for like $75-$80. So don't do that. But I would say, if you have trouble finding it, like I've got 4 bottles of it just because I get it through trades. And
keep in mind too, it's a single barrel, and there is a lot of variation between barrel and barrel. I have a bottle that's I would give a B to, and I have a bottle that I would give an A+ to. So Daniel, if you message me your information, I will send you the A+ sample, and then you can decide whether that's worth 50 or not. It's a fantastic barrel of McKenna 10.
Yeah, I've never seen it in the wild.
Harvest Market. I walked in one day. They had like 4 bottles on the shelf. That place, man. I'm glad not a lot of people follow me here locally.
Is that Lance? Is that the place we went in and they had smoke wagon all over the shelf?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because you saw Henry McKenna was on that like end cap thing.
Yeah, I did a Patreon lens. Yep.
And that's the one you went in today and found these freaking bottles? God damn.
Now, I laugh, but I'm sad because eventually, like I was talking to the manager today, and he's like, man, I get 20 calls a day. So it's like the word's out on that place, and I'm not going to have a good hookup for very much longer.
Yeah, the one that I thought was a good hookup was that friggin' gas station we were in, and I got the
Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare and the 1792 Bottle and Bond.
Yeah. Gas Depot.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're listening, do not pass up your shady gas station.
Right. No joke.
Do not.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy hell, this is fantastic.
Yeah, we sat there and had a great conversation for about 30, 40 minutes.
We did. We definitely did. But hands down, no questions asked, the find of the day was that Freddie No store pick.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's good.
For $54. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Daniel Pennington said, I have 2 McKenna 10s, an 08 and an 09.
Oh, nice.
Have a store for $40, but always sold out unless lucky enough to chase. Have a store that can get it for $50. I would pay $50 for Henry McKenna 10, and I wouldn't feel bad about it.
I'd probably pay $50 because I've never seen it. Yeah.
Bubble Bath Bourbon said, Eagle Rare being allocated here finally so dumb. Yeah, it is, man. I saw the other day somebody posted online an Ancient Age was limit 1 per customer for
What?
Ancient Age.
Was it the 10-star or the normal?
It was the normal. It wasn't even the 10-star.
Oh my God. Holy cow. So
that's how crazy it's getting.
Yeah. So
it's that mash bill too.
What's that?
It's that mash bill too.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that Bland's is. People go crazy over it.
So we all agree, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, good bourbon, right?
Yep.
You can get a handle of Evan Williams Bottle and Bond at Costco for $25.
Yeah.
That's crazy town to me. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
So you got $25, you know, you go get a bottle.
John said, saw McKenna 10 a couple years back at a little store, and they were asking $200.
It's probably just after it won Whiskey of the Year.
Oh, right.
So,
right.
But, you know, this is the tough part. Like, those fuckers are going to sell it for $200.
I know. I was on Instagram, I think it was a couple days ago. Somebody posted like multiple pictures, and there were 2 or 3 different E.H. Taylors. Not a $199, $299, and $599. And I'm thinking $600 for a single barrel E.H. Taylor. Come on.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
It is.
I mean,
especially when I rated a $30 bottle ahead of it.
Right. Well, I did. I rated here's what I rated ahead of it, which I don't think anybody will argue that this shit is not fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That was my number 1 in that flight, Lance.
Was it really? Yeah. I could see that. I did guess that was a Brown Foreman product in that flight.
I mean, That's $60 all
Yeah.
day. And I'll give $60 for that every time.
Yeah, 100%.
That's so you're gonna spend $150, $200 for E.H. Taylor when you can go get you Old Forester and be just as happy.
Yeah.
Bobat Bourbon said Rock Gut Review is limiting one per in his store. I would guess he's talking about
McKenna?
I don't know.
Age?
Maybe. I didn't know. I didn't even know Rock Gut owned a store. So
Wait, isn't Ancient Age like $20 bourbon?
it's mash bill too. Like Ben said, it's the same as Blanton's. It's just
Yeah, but
cheap.
it's like
Mash bill
$20, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Ancient Age.
Wow. Lance,
It's crazy.
I think you're winning me over on this pigskin batch, dude.
Uh-oh. Don't let me persuade you, man.
No,
They're all good. All of them were good. I mean,
It's such small differences. I had pigskin batch. I picked it up at Harvest Market, actually. Had it in my cart and decided against it. I was like, man, I just can't pull the trigger. I think it was $80.
Yeah.
And I didn't pull the trigger. I mean, it's great bourbon. It's good bourbon.
It's good. I mean, the day we were out, I grabbed Boston batch and didn't even freaking slow down. Just give me that shit.
That was the funny thing. I was like, Ed was like, I just hope we see some bookers. I was like, dude, now that you said that, we will see bookers every place we stop, and we did.
All but one place, there were bookers. It was everywhere.
it's the same way here. People don't really clamor for it like they do other things, and so it does sit a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, that's fine. I mean, I went to 5 stores today. Nobody had Elijah Craig, but that's kind of given. But Indiana, I'll get, what was that?
Oh no, I was just laughing at me finding Elijah Craig and you saying nobody had it.
But I'm gonna give it like March-ish around here, and I'll start seeing it. It's weird.
It's that far behind, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you this. I just did a blind today. Well, I rated A121, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A121, and then I did a blind against A120 and C920 because C920 seemed like the batch everybody was liking. And A121 came in last. So if you miss out on A121, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's fantastic.
Right.
But it has, well, you know what, Ed? You might put it first because it's pretty heavy on the peanut flavor, on the Heaven Hill peanuts.
Really? Because I have B520, and that's B520, Knob Creek store pick, Granny's batch. That's my top 3 bourbons on my shelf.
I'll send you a sample of A121. I think you will really like it because that's your profile.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, you got anything else tonight?
Man, this was awesome. It's Booker's is good.
Booker's is good.
I'm glad you got.
I don't think it's $90 though. I don't think it's $90 good.
I know it's probably not $90.
But you get a box and a card.
You get a box and a card, and you do get some really good bourbon. I mean, it is
right.
Good. So
I think if it was $70, I would be more inclined to buy it. I think if it was like that 60, 70, but it's like it's with 1920 being $50 and like Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof. It's like with stuff like that going around, it's tough to spend $30 extra.
Yes, I agree, Ben. And it's a collector's kind of niche. And so I happen to be the Booker's collector, so I'll let you guys collect the other ones. I'll collect the Bookers, and we'll share, and that's what this whole game is about, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I think if you're like, I love the idea of collecting Bookers. Actually, I love the cards, I love the stories, I love the different marketing behind it. Again, yeah, I'm with Ben in that there's just so much that's cheaper, that's okay. I think what gets me is I'm like, fuck you, Jim Beam. I'm not going to let you charge me as much as possible till people stop buying this stuff.
Right.
Upping the price. But I totally get the nostalgia behind it. And again, it's like an adult collecting baseball cards.
Yeah.
If I walked into Ed's house and I saw he had like 2016 through 2021 Bookers, I'd be like, that's fucking awesome.
You know what? B and I bought the 2019. You may see that from 19 to fucking whenever now, because that's kind of my deal.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna choose like barrel proof type stuff, I'm probably going Bookers, I'm going Elijah Craig, and I'm going Jack Daniels. So those are my barrel proof picks. I'm just happy you guys enjoyed the Starlight, because I think they're doing some cool stuff.
It was, Starlight was great. But one thing I want to say about Bookers is I don't even really pay attention to the age limit. Like a lot of people say, oh, it's only a 6-year age limit. That stuff can hold up against 10-year, 12-year bourbon any day.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, so that Knob Creek, that's a 9-year store pick.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a 9-year store pick, and when they say 6-year, that's the youngest bourbon that's in that bottle.
That's in it, yeah.
Right.
So you're thinking 6 years, 6 years, 7 months, 12 days, whatever. That'll hold up against most any other top shelfers. I mean, just the profile and the price, I think that stirs people the other way.
I feel like with age limits, after 6 years, I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
After like 12 to 14,
it's dicey.
Then I start caring. I'm like, okay, is there too many oak tannins? Is it too drying on the palate? Does the oak take over? But that like 6 to 12 years, 6 to 14 year, all I care about is it good? Is it good? Is it dense? And that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I did pull the trigger on the Knob Creek 15, and I got lucky.
I heard it's good.
I'll send you guys a sample.
Yeah, I've heard it's very hit or miss.
Yes, 88, and I watched the review on ADHD Whiskey, and he said you're either going to get one that's like basically you're licking the stave, or it's fantastic. So mine, to me, is pretty darn good. It's not over oaked. It's not that heavy tannic. Like you have the what is it? Rhetoric 24, Lance?
Yeah. You had that.
I did.
Here, right?
And that actually isn't too bad. It isn't bad.
Yeah. It's good though to get your mind wrapped around what a 24-year-old bourbon tastes like.
Right.
As like, just to give you context of, okay, fuck, that's sweet oak, but that's a lot of oak.
That's a lot of fucking oak. I mean, a lot of oak. Compared to if you're going to go with a 35-year Scotch is totally different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll send you guys a sample of my Knob Creek 15. That is one of those.
How's it compared to the 15-year Knob Creek I had in the Advent calendar?
Oh shit, not even close.
Oh
no.
See, that's the problem. Is
you want to talk about a unicorn, Lance? That's a unicorn.
I know.
No joke.
I was happy to share it with you guys.
Knob Creek, they allowed those 15-year picks to be out there, and then when they come back and then try to proof it down and have a limited release, it's like it just people that really understand, they're like, that's bullshit. And it's like, to charge, because what was it, Ed? It was like probably somewhere around like $80. How much?
100.
Yeah, so it's like to spend
$99.
$100 and it's proof down, and it's the same.
That one I sent you guys was just like a month shy of 16 years, and I bought it for 54.
God,
that's crazy.
That was next to the Stag Junior was probably my favorite in the whole batch, and the Belle Meade. Those were my favorite.
Good. Yeah, the older Belle Meade.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That foolproof pick was really good. I like that one.
Yeah, the 1792 foolproof was fantastic too.
Yeah, that was pretty good, but
I still have a little bit of that.
But I'll take, over most 12 to 15 year bourbons, I'm going to take Booker's over those, just because sometimes, like you said, Lance, age isn't everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
It's different. Yeah, it's different for everybody. Some people prefer that oakiness. I mean, I'm not huge on that because it can very easily turn to a bitter oak.
Yes.
It's just not a fun experience.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
No.
which is what that Starlight, for being so young, was already turning so bitter to me. That first oak, that store pick you had,
Right,
was just so bitter for me. It went bitter so fast that I'm interested to see what some of these samples taste like by themselves. That's always like, after you give them time, I typically will let everything sit for 10 minutes before I get into it. And
see you, Aaron.
Yeah, see you, buddy. We're about to get off here too. I appreciate all the support. We love you, buddy. Cheers.
See you, Aaron.
So that is one of the main reasons I poured those samples heavy, is so later,
right,
you guys can try them on their own and just go back, and because I did those with a couple of the samples you poured, Lance, and holy hell, some of them are really good.
Well, so Ed, are you up for a rye flight?
A what? Yeah, hell yes. Hell yes. I'm up for sure.
I have some fantastic ryes I want to share with you guys. So
let's do
I
it.
need to get those out to you guys. They are fantastic. Ed, I don't know how you're gonna like them, but that's what's fun about it.
Why not? Let's try it. So what I did with the rest of the Stag and the Stag Junior in the Advent calendar, I poured it into my Stag Junior bottle that I have up there. And I'm going to make it an Infinity Stag bottle.
Oh, that's a good base, man.
So we'll see what it does.
Yeah, but
I'm game for a rye flight. I think Ben and Aaron and the Patreons, I think what we should do is each randomly send Lance a sample, and he gets random samples, and then put them in a blind.
We should have parameters. Like, it has to be like a certain price point, like within a certain proof point. Like, exactly. Doing something like that. I think that'd be cool.
I think that would get you a shit ton of likes on. I don't
care about that, man. I just enjoy spending time with you guys. So
yeah.
Yeah. This was a blast as usual, guys. Love you guys so much, man. Ed, thank you for an amazing flight.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers. You guys are good people. I'm so glad that I got to share, my Booker's love with other folks. So
cheers to everybody out there, especially Marty with all the chats. Dude, I really sincerely hope that you send me your information at thewhiskeytornado@gmail.com so I can send you a thank you. I appreciate it.
Patreon, Marty.
Yeah, just come on to Patreon for $2 a month.
Right on.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, guys.
All right.